like the glowing skin.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, things you just don't think of, like all the collagen in the bone broth and in the meat and stuff. It's like it does wonders for your hair, your skin, your fingernails, all of that stuff. I didn't think of any of those things. Welcome to the Real Healthy You.
I'm Barbie.
And I'm Jamie, and we are here excited to talk about, we had nothing but meat for 30 days.
It was so good.
And here's what happened. Don't you want to know what happened?
Oh my goodness, it was so good.
Yeah, well, I'm not even like a meaty meat person. So for me, it was like, how is this going to go? I'm not really sure what to expect, to be honest. But it was really had a lot of interesting side effects, positive ones that I wouldn't have thought of. Yeah.
I do have to admit, though, it had to be grass-fed, grass-finished meat. It had to do that. Yes. Because I did notice the difference between the grass-fed and the grass-fed finished, the flavor. So I was more willing to eat the flavorful meat. Yeah. And the nutrients in it were, you could actually feel them going in your body.
Okay.
No, Jamie, I'm serious because it's so clean. And you don't have to cook it so long, and it's so flavorful and juicy and oh my goodness.
Okay, so which one of us?
You don't feel like the cow though, but you do.
Which one of us is the foodie? What do you think? Yeah, I'm not noticing any of those things. Keep it so simple for me. You can tell I'm not even hating. I'm just saying.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I mean, I ate it because that's what we were doing. It wasn't like I was like, this is the best tasting thing ever. It wasn't that. But it was fine. I mean, steak. I mostly ate steak and chicken and eggs at first. Yes. Eggs and bacon.
Yes.
Steak and chicken.
Bacon. Yeah. Make sure it's uncured, but it's bacon.
Yeah. So these are sort of like the blue metal, like the best blue ribbon, I guess. The best one you can do is grass-fed, grass-finished, and it's organic, and it's uncured and things like that. So if you don't have access to those things, or you just feel like that's a lot, lady, you asking for too much, start where you start. Yeah, guys, start where you start. Yeah. Because it's not where you start, it's where you finish or where you end up, right? So start where you start. Get whatever you have, just as long as it's meat only. Then you can do, and I guess it's carnivore, really, technically.
It is. That's what it is. It's carnivore.
Pure
it's
carnivore.
Beautiful. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I actually kind of prefer the dairy carnivore, which is, it's still carnivore, but it adds dairy. And so the purist only wants just from the body, like the meat and then the eggs. Yeah. But if you're doing dairy carnivore, it's what comes from the animal. So you still that will
still doing the carnivore,
like cream and cheese and cream cheese and sour cream and butter, like all of those things will
always pasture raised, and you want to do that. You want to make sure it's coming from the cow, because remember now, when you eat those things from the animals, you're not eating from the animals like you think. You're eating what the animals eat.
Right.
So if you're not eating grass-fed, grass-finished, where God feeds the animal, you're eating what that man fed it.
Right, which is probably corn feed or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. All the grains and all the because they want to make that cow fat so they can sell it and make money. Of course. I don't want that one. I don't want that cow.
Right.
I want the cow that God is feeding because he's made special for me.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to go for him.
Yes.
And he's going to live a long life too before they slaughter him. So I'm even doing good for him.
Okay. All right. So anyway.
Well, listen, you got to understand. Look at the chickens. I'll just give you something so simple.
Okay. Say it.
Chickens they're not vegetarian. You know that, right?
Yes.
You know chickens are not vegetarian?
They're omnivores.
Absolutely.
So they can still eat vegetable, but they're omnivores.
Can you imagine they're feeding them all that feed, soy, grains, and all that? Those little chickens they're not even happy.
No, because that's not how their digestion system works at all.
Do that to the chickens.
Exactly.
And then you're not eating the chicken, you're eating what the chicken ate.
In the chicken.
Oh, that's so mean.
So yeah, you want chickens that are eating, they're foraging as they should. So they're eating grass and
that's right.
bugs and worms and things like that. I know. So,
I'm sticking up for the chicken.
Stick up for the chickens. Thank you for caring so much. Your heart is golden. So anyway, so back to the carnivore. So it is really important. I have to put this in right away. So those of you are like, you had me at hello. I'm ready to do this meat only for 30 days. Before you get started, this is really important. You might want to make sure you are low carb adapted before you start this.
Right. Yeah, that does
Because
help.
meat only is the ultimate low carb. Meat only is like 0 carbs, right? So you're going to go from eating 200, 300, 400 carbs a day to 0 carbs. Your body will not be a happy camper. You will be sick. You will have the keto flu times 2.
Yeah.
Headaches and all kinds of body aches and problems. You won't be sleeping well. You have digestive issues, the whole 9 yards if you go from all them carbs to 0. So meat only is only after you have learned and taught your body to adapt to low carb, and it's metabolically flexible enough to go from sugar burning to fat burning. So make sure that's in place first. And then you've probably heard about intermittent fasting. You've maybe even tried it. Maybe it didn't work out for you. Maybe you didn't get great results. Or maybe you just need a reset. But either way, we've got this free intermittent fasting guide for you. It's got lots of colorful pictures and lots of information with a 2-week plan to get you started intermittent fasting and enjoying the amazing benefits. So check the link below if you're watching YouTube, and if you're on the podcast, check the show notes. Get that link.
And it's easier than you think.
Yeah, so go get it. And then you can take on, some of the carnivore or the dairy carnivore or whatever.
The nutrients are amazing.
Oh, that's true.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you get nutrients in your body that they're just amazing. It's amazing.
It is. And it's funny because everybody, as soon as I'm like at work or somewhere and I'm eating, can I have a steak? I'm like, oh, what do you want on the side? Nothing.
You're not hungry.
What do you mean?
Like
Can I have
that?
a side of bacon? And they're all like, what are you talking about? Don't you want some vegetables and salad?
Yeah,
and
no, you're not hungry like that. It's
I'm
just
a salad
not.
girl, so I would love some salad, but I'm not doing that right now.
No.
What I'm doing is carnivore. So they're all like, that's not good. You have to eat fruits and vegetables. You're going to lose all your nutrients. That's bad for you. And they just start going on and on about how horrible it is. Meanwhile, people have been on carnivore for years on end, right? I mean, not that I want to be on it for years on end, because we're really big about diet variation. So be on it for a length of time, move off of it onto something else.
Onto the next diet. That's right.
Because your body's going to get, especially, I don't know if, I know I'm jumping off on the side.
That's okay.
Protein, most people are low in protein. Most people don't get enough protein. Most of us. So to go on carnivore for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you're going to really replenish and just
you reap the rewards of
build
that
up.
protein.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your resort, and then you kind of get off and go to something else, a keto or a low carb, or you do a few high carb days, like you do some different things. Then your body starts absorbing other things.
Gets excited.
So it's like you need to kind of do all the moving and shaking to get everything in. But yeah, you're not going to be nutrient deficient if you're on a carnivore for 30 days. That's not going to happen.
You're going to be a happy body.
Right. But
Trust me.
But again, everybody starts where they start.
That's right.
So I definitely want to say this. You've got to be in touch with what your body is doing. And you have to have some inkling of what kind of nutritional profile you have.
Yeah.
Right? We're not just kind of coming out of left field doing experiments on ourselves, right? If you are deficient in some very important minerals, vitamins, electrolytes, et cetera,
Yeah.
and then you go and do this and you wonder why you're fainting. Okay, you need salt, you need electrolytes, you need magnesium, potassium, you need these things. And meat gives you a lot of those things. But you need to know where you start.
And when you say salt, I want to clear that up.
Yeah, please clear it up.
It's no
Not the
table
white salt.
No table salt, ever.
Wait, say it again.
No table salt, ever. Ever. Okay? You wonder why you got high blood pressure?
That's true.
Hey, okay?
That's true.
Get off the table salt now. If you don't do nothing else,
Start there.
take the table salt out of your house and never look at it again. Replace it. Replace it with Himalayan pink salt. Replace it with Redmond sea salt, some Celtic salt. Those have the minerals, and they will not affect your blood pressure.
And they're not iodized
at
and
all.
Processed to take it all out.
Get rid of the table salt.
That's the problem, is they take the good salt and they process it and iodize it, and then it has no mineral profile left.
They take
to it.
stuff out and they put stuff in. Hello?
And then we do get high blood pressure. That's the reason why. It's not because of the good salt. It's because of the bad salt.
That's right.
And
so
that's why you can
salt out and table sugar out, you're good.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a good start.
That's a great
We'll deal with oils and grains later.
Yeah.
Because they've done everything to everything. I'm so mad.
Yeah.
I'm so mad what they did to this food.
I know.
And then they modify. Can you imagine seeing on a label modified? My God, you got a pure product and you're going to modify it because you took everything pure out of it. Now you're going to modify it or you're going to put more into it. What the heck is that? I don't want that food.
The food
I don't
industry.
want that food.
That's what that is.
I don't want it.
That's the food industry.
I don't want it.
So so you're going to be able to have bone broth, drink some good bone broth. It's so amazing. The collagen and everything. So great for the hair, the
So
skin.
good.
Oh, my earring. Wait, let me cut in. Look at my earrings.
Yeah, look at that.
They're
cuties.
mixtapes from the 80s.
Oh, you're so
How cool
funny.
is that? I'm sorry. That was a sidebar.
You're one of those headbangers, aren't you?
No, I'm
Yeah,
80s.
you-
You don't have to be a headbanger. Run DMC much? Okay, anyway.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so anyway. So
Run
coffee and
DMC
tea.
much?
Coffee and tea is a thing because when you're on any kind of restrictive diet, the first thing people ask
Oh,
about
right.
is, can I drink coffee?
Yes,
Can I drink tea?
absolutely.
We're addicted to the caffeine in the coffee, and because we can't get up in the morning because we're so tired. Why? Because we don't sleep enough. Why? Because we don't eat right. I mean, it's just a perpetual problem.
Yeah.
But coffee and tea, like I'm a tea drinker.
I'm a coffee
So,
drinker.
yeah.
But here I go again. Sorry to do this to you.
It has to be organic.
It has to be organic. I'm sorry.
It has to be organic.
The
I'm
coffee
not
you're
sorry
buying,
at all.
and I'm not sorry. The coffee you're buying, whether you like it or not, is mold.
Okay.
Okay, you got to get organic coffee. You
Work
have
your
to
way there, definitely.
Work
That's
the way
best
there as
case
soon as you
scenario.
can.
Yeah, it's the best case scenario.
Okay, and so that's so those. But you know what? I say these things; they sound so large and huge.
Dramatic.
But if you, and of course, because I'm dramatic. But if you just listen to what I'm saying, I'm not asking you to give up a whole lot. Little things. Make sure your coffee's organic. You got coffee.
Yeah.
Make sure the table salt is out of your house. You got salt. You got Himalayan.
Right.
You got the. It's not like you're gonna die.
Yeah, give it all away. Right.
It's not that. It's
That's a
that
good point.
immediately do those little things just to help yourself. You'll be amazed because what you're doing when you do that is you're giving yourself less toxins
Yes.
that the body doesn't have to keep healing.
Yeah.
It's keep fighting our livers and our kidneys and
Pancreas. And the more you put in, the harder
it's
it is.
fighting
you're right.
all the time for its life.
Yeah.
When all you got to do is get organic coffee. How simple is that?
The less you put in, the less the body has to filter out.
That's what
So, I
that's
get
my
that.
point.
That's a great point. Yes. it
You
is.
know, I'm not trying to say you got to just do the little things you
Yeah,
can.
what you can. It's true. Yeah, because the body's working really hard.
You know what I'm saying, Jamie? It's sad.
So part of the meat 30 days of meat was you don't get the variety. And so that's a thing that, people are going to have to count the costs about that.
All right.
Because granted, you can eat steak in different ways and pork chops. And I mean, there is
Yeah,
quite
I
a bit.
love-
When I
yeah.
think about it, I mean, it's steak, it's pork chops, it's
bacon.
bacon, it's eggs.
Chicken, eggs.
Seafood, it's all the seafood.
Seafoods, yep.
Yeah, all of
Oh,
it's
wait, but those have to be wild caught.
Yes, wild caught.
I'm sorry, I'm
Wild
doing this
caught
to you
seafood.
again. Wild caught. If it's farm raised and it's not wild caught, then you got issues again.
Yeah,
Okay?
So stick
Wild caught,
Right.
period.
right. You can have tuna fish. I mean, there's things you can.
They have,
kinda-
Wild Planet does tuna fish wild caught.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
and if
you
you're
can have all the
doing-
good stuff.
For me, like we ended up doing carnivore for 90 days at one point.
We did.
And for the first 30 days, I did not do anything except meat. I didn't do any of the dairy, any of that
right.
tea. I did none of those things.
yeah.
I was strictly meats only so that I could really start off strong. I did take an organ supplement, organ
Yes,
supplement,
the organ bone supplement.
because
Yeah.
I'm not ready for the organ
The
meat.
kidneys
I'm
and the-
trying, but it's
I
just don't know. That's a lot.
I could kind of do the kidney. No.
the liver, you
Oh,
mean.
the liver. Yeah, I could kind of do the liver.
I'm not there. I'm not there. And
Yeah.
I'm
I can't
pretty
do
good
no
at
tongue.
turning off my mind and my taste buds and doing what I got to do. I mean, y'all know I got 6 kids. I got to do what I got to do. And
Yeah.
I think I've proved that.
That's true.
I proved that.
That's true.
But the liver, the organ meat,
The tongue?
I think it would have to be like, if you don't eat this, something really bad
yeah,
is going to
yeah,
happen.
yeah,
And then I would make
yeah,
it happen.
yeah,
But right now, I'm just not there. So I take the organ meat supplement, which is a little pill.
That's it.
You take it,
and you take
drink
it. That's
lots of water,
fine.
and keep
That's
it moving.
fine.
So-
But don't you remember when you were a kid, the stuffing? We used to make stuffing.
You used to make stuffing.
I used to make
I
stuffing.
take no part in that.
In the stuffing for Thanksgiving and
Ew.
Christmas,
Ew.
there was kidneys,
Ew.
fried kidney, hearts, and liver
Ew.
in the stuffing.
But that's one way to get it in without people having to
it was
taste
so good.
Because to be honest, organ meat is extremely nutritious.
Powerful.
Like, to the level of
More than
wow.
the meat.
Yeah,
Powerful.
For sure, for
That's
sure.
right.
So if you can find a way to doll it up with some
Oh
onions and
yeah.
peppers or
Oh,
something,
absolutely.
do what you can. It
Oh,
is
absolutely.
good for you.
But you could fry it up and do some garlic and onion and seasoning.
I'm not there.
Don't do
I'm
that.
not
All
there.
right,
But,
baby. Take your little
stick
bone
with us,
thing. Take
stick
your little
with us. Stick with us.
vitamin.
And maybe by next year we're gonna be like, we're the real healthy you eating organ meat, and you'll be like, there she is, she's doing it. But that's not today. Not today. But I'll tell you the great things about some great things that came out of eating meat
Oh
only.
yeah.
Let me tell you the one I didn't expect. My teeth.
Mm.
What? My teeth were so bright white. It was wacky. People were all like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Don't smile. You're smiling too much. The brightness. Okay, maybe not. But
That's probably they
the
needed light. That's why.
The bright teeth. That was something. In the skin, like the glowing skin.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, things you just don't think of. Like all
No.
the collagen in the bone broth and
Yep.
in the meat and stuff. It's like it does
amazing.
wonders for your
Hair,
your skin,
yep.
your fingernails, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't think of any of those things. Obviously reducing
So
inflammation,
true.
'cause some of
Yeah.
the pain,
Oh no,
like
absolutely.
the arthritis-y stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It definitely works on the inflammation immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You're going to do that, or you're going to do some supplements. But I would prefer doing the meat.
Yeah, for sure. Also, you just didn't feel hungry. This was really weird about the meat because, you
Never.
know, organic meat or grass-fed, there's a lot of grass-fed meat
Mm-hmm.
out there. Well, you can probably get it at the regular grocery store now. You got the commercial meat and the grass-fed meat. But the grass-fed and grass-finished is a separate level, right? So what that means is that the grass, in order to be called grass-fed, the animal only needs to eat grass for the first, I want to say
9 months.
6 to 9. Okay, so for the first 9 months of its baby life, it has to eat grass in order to be designated grass-fed. But then after the 9 months, for the rest of the time, it can be fed grain feed again. And so then you end up with a meat that's now taken in the grass feed, which has changed the composition of the meat.
The meat.
So if it's grass-fed and grass-finished, it means when the animal is finished or slaughtered, it has only eaten grass pasture from the start to the finish. So that's a different
It's
quality
kept its
meat.
nutrients.
Yes, different quality meat. It looks different, it tastes different, and it's chock full of nutrients in ways like double, triple what the commercial meat is. And so I said all that to say that you got to spend more for it.
Yeah.
And so that's obviously one of the areas where people really stumble because they're like, I want to do this, but oh my gosh. It's like you go there and the piece of steak is,
Yeah.
you know, $7, right? And then the grass-fed finished one is like 11 or something, you know, and you're like, oh, yikes, I don't want to spend all this money on this meat. But
But do you know the benefit of that is?
yeah.
Because the grass-fed, grass-finished meat is so nutrient
Nutrient
dense,
Yeah.
it provides your body with every nutrient it's needed, every nutrient
Yeah.
that's needed from that meat
Yeah.
is given to your body. Your body absorbs it,
Much better. Absolutely.
naturally, just loves it.
Yeah.
and stops, you're full.
Yeah.
And you will keep that for hours.
That's true.
So you're not going to want to eat again. I eat once a day. I vary it. Sometimes I'll do it twice a day, once every month or whatever. But I can tell you this. It lasts all day. So even if you wanted another meal, you wouldn't have it for 5 or 6 or 7 hours. That's your savings right there. You're not eating. You don't need.
Yeah.
You're not buying all this
feel
food.
The pain when you have to pay for it. So you go to the register and it's like $42 for this little bit of my eggs, because the eggs are more expensive. The bacon, everything's more expensive when it's a good
pasture
quality.
raised. Yep.
So you pay all that, but then here's how it works out. So we have got an amazing offer for you. We have a low carb get started course. It is a virtual online course. It's 6 weeks of full colorful presentations. You've got a course book. You've got all that you need in order to get started on low carb. It's called Help, I Don't Know Where to Start, a 30-day guide to a low carb. So it's self-paced, it's virtual. Go ahead to our website, therealhealthyou.com, and get your course so that you can get started smashing the sugar, which is the first foundation when you want to get rid of low carb.
That's right.
Yes. So
and you got this help right here.
Yes. Take advantage of it, and we'll see you on the other side.
Yes.
Here's how it works out. You're not eating as much. You're absolutely not eating as much.
You're really not.
Maybe the first few days you're all like, yes, I get to eat all this stuff. But then after, you get acclimated, you don't. You are satiated. You are not wanting to eat like the standard American diet, where you're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner. I
never.
You would be hard pressed to find a carnivore who eats 3 times a day.
Oh yeah,
you'd be hard pressed to find that.
Most of them are OMAD.
Yeah, most of them are.
They really are.
But again, even if you did 2 little meals or whatever, the fact is you spent that money for the meat, but it lasts so long, and then you're not buying all these other groceries because all you're eating is meat. So that's all you got. So don't be deterred by the cost and thinking that it's just going to be too expensive. At the end of the day, it costs cheaper than what you were buying if you weren't doing that.
That's true, because you're getting those nutrients. Even with the eggs, it takes approximately 4, 5, 6 eggs, conventional eggs, to give you the nutrient of 1 pasture-raised egg.
Right.
Organic pasture-raised egg, 1 will give you more nutrients than those 4 or 5 conventional eggs that you would have to eat. Now imagine that. You'd have to eat more to get any nutrients for your body to walk around nicely.
Right.
Okay, so why not love your body enough to say, you know what, I want to give you the best.
Right.
Because you're giving me the best, and you will when I give you the best. That's honoring your body. That's taking your temple back.
True. It
that
is.
sad thing it doesn't have you anymore.
It's pretty sad.
Oh,
and then, of course, one of the great benefits is weight loss and belly fat. You lose the fat loss is great because all those fat stores. Because remember, meat in carnivore is 0 carb diet.
That's right.
So where are you getting your energy from? You're not taking in any glucose.
Nope.
So where are you going to get your energy? You're going to get it from ketones.
Yep.
Right? So the fat in your body and the fat that you're eating with the meat and the fat, you don't want to go for the lean meats that they've been telling us to go for all this time. No. You want nice fatty cuts of meat that have good fat in it.
That's right.
And then you're going to
That's the good fat.
Yeah, and you're going to be so full, and then the fat's going to start melting off because the body's going to use all that fat storage, the visceral fat around your stomach, the arms, the belly fat, the cellulite, all that stuff gets used to give you the energy, and you have a ton of energy. You sleep really well.
That's right.
Because like you go to sleep at night, it's like, good night. The body's like, oh yeah, doing all it's doing because you got some mild autophagy happening as well. I mean, it's quite amazing. You reset your gut. This is the weird one, is you reset your gut.
That's right.
And a lot of people feel like, oh, you're eating all that meat. It's going to be constipation. You have digestion problems. You're not going to be able to break down all that meat. It's not the case because it's good meat. It's bioavailable, and your body does break it down very quickly, and it uses like all of it. You have hardly any waste. You use all of it.
And that's a fact.
Yeah, you use
People wonder why I'm not going to the bathroom like I used to. Well, because it's all being, that's right, it's all being absorbed.
That's right. It's all being used.
It's all being used.
Yep.
Can you imagine how wonderful?
Who would have thought?
Well,
I mean, it's quite amazing.
God.
So we definitely encourage you to, in your brain, the brain. How about if you have projects to do at work, you have a lot of like thinking to do and stuff.
You're focused.
Yes. Though your brain is on and popping.
That's
when
right.
You are eating
You're
carnivore.
on fire,
Yes,
honey.
for sure. You can be all creative.
This
and come up
girl
with
is
all
on
this stuff.
fire.
Yes.
It's true. You're focused. You're really feeling good.
It's definitely true. So the same way athletes will eat carbs before a big race because it's like, I got to have my stores.
Right.
You can be like, I have this amazing project I'm going to do. I have this creative thing I'm doing, or I'm writing, or I'm doing this brain stuff, intellectual stuff. I'm going to do a fast. I'm going to use fasting and carnivore and meat to help to get my brain charged up for this amazing project I'm going to work on. So it's really amazing what the body can do when you really start to understand how it actually works. And that's one of the challenges I want to put out there is don't just do what you always did. Be deliberate. Yeah. Really find out how does this thing work.
Yeah.
Like I get you a brand new car, I'll get you some car you are not used to. Some fancy car that only the richest of the rich people have. I go give it to you and it's all paid for. All your insurance, it's yours. Get to drive it. You open the car and you're like, yeah. No. You sit in it and then you're like,
You relish in it.
Let me make sure I know how to work
That's right.
thing.
But also
you start moving the shifter like this is not working. What's going on?
Yeah.
You are calling everybody. You on YouTube.
Yep.
You trying to figure out how to work this expensive car because you ain't trying to mess it up. But your body is worth way more than that. And you're like, yeah, whatever. I'll just do whatever. I'll wing it. The challenge is don't wing it. Figure out how your body works. Learn its language. Listen to it. And do better so that you can be more healthy and you can enjoy a different lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And care and love yourself and, and share it with your family. And, oh, my goodness, it's just so wonderful to know that stuff. Like they say, when you know better, you do better. Absolutely. And this really, 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 really resounds. I mean, by the way, you were in the new car? Yeah. I would just sit in it for about 20 minutes just to relish it.
Yeah, just to sit in it.
Oh, my God, it smells so good. And I don't remember that smell anymore. It must be a long time since my car is so old now.
It's the used car smell,
Too late now.
Amen. Well, I would love it if you would hit the like button and the subscribe and make sure you hit that bell. Give us a couple of comments. Give us some comments about your fasting if you've done carnivore or some other thing.
Yes.
Let us know how that went. We'd love to hear it. In the meantime, have a great week.
And take your temple back.